So I was coming in, it was November of 2018. I was picking my husband up from class. I came in, I was in a Subaru Forester coming from this direction down here towards the college. The first thing I saw was the bus. So the bus was coming out the other way. It had just gotten dark. And I saw movement from here behind this tree behind me. And it was a human shape at first, but it was too tall and it was too fast. And I was like, what the? And it goes across this street over here. It's a pretty wide street in 3 steps. And it wasn't like it was on the edge of the road. It was, a couple feet away from the road for its left foot. And then the right foot was a couple feet into the road over and over 3 feet, 3 steps to go that way. And then I slammed on my brakes because I was like, what? And it had gone into that, the bush, the cattails and bush on the other side, and it was already gone. And now granted, it was dark, so I'm not sure how far I could have seen in there, but it was gone. Like there was no movement, there was nothing.
Now we just worked with Mike Vashon, the lead investigator of the Maine Bigfoot Foundation, and we estimated the height around 8 feet tall.
Yeah. So when I was sitting in my Subaru Forester and I was looking down the road from where I was, it was even or just above the height of the driver of the city bus.
Wow.
So the purple bus. And we've stood next to them since then because there's, my son is 6 feet tall and we've been trying to figure this out in my own head for a while before I found you guys. And it's way taller than him. We estimated at least 7, but when you were standing there with the thing in the air and I could actually picture it here, you guys said 8. And that was right about where it was. And so, not something that a human can be.
How many steps did it take for it to cross the road?
So it was 3 steps. It started about here, okay, because I saw it come out from behind this tree. And it was a couple feet off of the road, right? And then as it went into the road, its next step was about here, okay? So a couple feet into the road. So that's, you can't do it. My kid's 6 feet, he can't do it. And then the next step was right about in the middle, so about there. And then the next one was right about here, and then it was off and gone. It did not touch the road another time. It was do. It didn't look at me, which is the only thing in my head about the questioning, because, I've had people say, oh, it was just a guy in a suit, college kids, it was just after Halloween. People can't do that. They can't. I have brought people out here to run it, seeing if, running made a difference. They cannot make this in 3 steps without being awkward, like the way that they have to jump, and it was fluid. I saw Bigfoot, like, what? And I was like, it was really exciting actually, because I was like, that is the coolest thing that I'd ever seen. And it always made sense that it could be here. Maine's mostly forest. It's, thick woods. I've tried walking through woods that don't have trails and you get turned around, and so I'm like, there's definitely a way that they could hide if they wanted to. They know the areas that they're in. I didn't even tell my husband for probably a couple of weeks, because I was like, and then he's like, yeah, it's just, college kids in costumes. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And so I just kind of put it away for a while. I didn't say anything. And, but I started doing mental math every time I would come in. And I'm like, it's not human. It can't be. Like, it's literally not possible for humans to do the way I saw it.
Now, did you get a good look at the arms and the arm length?
Oh, yeah. Like, long, it was turned towards the bus.
Arms hanging below the knees?
Yeah. Like, so they, it was like a black, brown, chestnutty kind of model, different colors. Not something I think that, a college kid would have as a costume. Like, probably be super expensive if it was even possible to make one. But the way that it moved, so the hairs were easily that long. It was like long strands all over.
Were you able to see the face at all?
No, because it was looking at the bus. I don't think I expected it to be there.
Buses are big.
you know, and we both had headlights on, and so I had the lights from both angles, so it was lit right up with the outline. And it was doing, so when it was like this, I guess it would probably be like maybe slightly forward, because I feel like when I'm like that, I'm kind of slightly forward, but it wasn't straight up, you know, because it was also
It must have happened very quickly, though.
Oh yeah, so
split seconds.
I mean, maybe like 2 seconds, 3 seconds,
and then it was gone. And there was no trace when you looked over here. Did you pull over and just look for a second?
For a second, yeah. I pulled up right by these bushes here.
Yep.
You know, and I tried looking in, and I didn't see any movement. I didn't hear any. I put my window down. It's November in Maine. I put my window down.
In 2022, right?
This was 2018, November.
2018.
What
day was it?
So it was, my guess is the last bus run of the day. And so it would have been like 4:30, 5:30, because they usually would come through here. At that time, it was twice, because they've changed the bus route since then.
And we're talking late November, so this is...
It got dark early.
It was dark.
Yep. It was maybe like 4 or 5 at night.
Yeah, so if you're talking end of November, usually it's about 4:30.
Yep. So this way, like this car is, and the bus was coming this way, and it was illuminated from both sides, right? So I saw a clear outline, but it wasn't looking at me. It was looking at the bus as it ran, right? And so it's like doing what it, oh shit, as it's like fast, you know? And so the back, you know, how like, no, just leave it. So how this would come down like that, because it didn't have, like, we go up and like this and out and around. It was all one, if that makes sense, as it's looking that way, you know. And granted, I don't know what it would look like.
And of course, when you're looking
straight on.
How much do you think it might have weighed?
I'm not good at that. Nope, not at all.
How big was it compared to, like, I'm 250 pounds. How big was it compared to a guy like me?
I mean,
thickness-wise.
I'd say like easily 450 or 5. Like, it looked big, like built, like muscular more than, you know, like, and tall. And so it'd have to be more, because, you know, like, I know he's about 2, I'm about 2, you know. And so yeah, easily 4 or 5. Like, I don't know what they're supposed to weigh, but like, I always figured that maybe it was a juvenile, because I was thinking like 7 feet. I'm like, that's not quite tall enough. But when you did the stick thing, you got it right. You know, mine was always a guess from memory. But yeah, no, that was definitely right with the stick thing.
Yeah, so like 8 foot tall would probably be around somewhere between 600 and 800 pounds.
Right. Yeah.
You know, when you start
like
talking
bears, even, you know, I can't guess on a bear's, you know.
Right. When you
weight.
get to something that's closer to 11 foot tall, you're closing in on 900, 1,000 pounds.
Right.
And the massiveness, the muscles in the legs, you know, the muscular skeletal area, everything is just like, massive.
You know, if I had to guess, like, easily like that for the thigh, you know, because like my thigh is like this, so it had to have been like, you know, with how big it was. But granted, you know, there's fur on it, there's hair on it, you know, because like it wasn't even fur.
Your skin?
No, I mostly just saw long strands, like that long, that wide, and like not dreads, you know, but like how it like sticks.
Yeah, it sticks together. Well, look where he's coming from.
Right.
You know, coming
and so,
from
like that,
area.
and like black and brown, kind of like mine, but like multicolored. You know, it was like chestnut and black and brown. You know, but it all was like cohesive. You know, it wasn't like one area was one color, and you know, it was all very.
And you, most definitely, from what you're saying, it was 2 legs, not 4.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because people are like, oh, it was just, you know. Well, I mean, you have bear there. I'm like, dude, it wasn't a bear. It was not a bear. Bears can't do that either.
A bear
ran across in 3 steps. Like,
have you ever seen a bear on 2 legs?
Exactly.
When it walks, I've seen bears. I've seen bears that walk on 2 legs.
Yeah,
they're like this.
Yeah, exactly. That's not what it was.
There's a big difference between this and, you know,
like
walking with the steps.
Like, I've seen moose. Like, I know my animals, thank you. I'm like, it was people shaped, but it was animal.
Yeah. So looking at this, when we're talking a college kid, maybe wearing a costume, right? At 8 foot tall, and the distance that they're stepping, which is roughly 4.5 feet from one footprint to the other, that college kid would have to be in a costume on stilts.
Right, and then done like a face plant over here so I couldn't see it.
And
because it just disappeared.
And he would have had to have done a face plant and just disappear. Whereas a Bigfoot, he's gonna cross in front of you, and you know he knows the guy's coming down the street with the bus. You're coming the other direction. He's just gonna step off in there and duck down.
Right.
And yeah, right here in town in Auburn, someone saw Bigfoot in 2018.